Hey, do you wish you had a group of people you could discuss and learn about movies with? Welcome to Kaden's Movie Club, which is kind of like a book club, but for movies. And today we're announcing our theme for October. Last month we looked at scenes of suspense and discussed how tension is used in a story. To illustrate that, we took a look at several thriller movies, ones that raise your heart, clench your butt, have you on the edge of your seat. And I think a good question to ask is, why do we like that? Why do we like movies that bring intense feelings of anticipation, suspense, and fear? And I thought that would be a perfect question to ask as we enter spooky season, so our theme for October is fear in film. Now hold on, I know you might be that person saying, I don't like scary movies, they give me nightmares. And that's okay, I get it. But hear me out. When you watch a rom-com, you're not falling in love with the person in the movie. You don't live in Notting Hill, you're not gonna get an email from Meg Ryan, and you're not gonna meet Harry or Sally. But we watch romantic movies to simulate that emotion, to feel something like love. We watch comedies to laugh, we watch dramas to cry. Regardless of genre, stories allow us to process and make sense of real-world ideas, but in a controlled space. So when we watch horror movies, they allow us to experience fear without being in any real danger. It allows us to think about some of the difficult realities of life, things we want to process, but may struggle to. Horror movies give us a tool to do that. Horror movies like Poltergeist or Halloween use the setting of a suburban town to convey the fear of something horrific happening in a place we think is safe. Get Out combines fear with racial and political commentary to help its audience grapple with real-life systemic issues.
Good to see another brother around here.
Yes, of course it is.
Jaws uses a real-life creature to scare its audience while also criticizing how those in power prioritize profit over people.
Amity is a summer town. We need summer dollars.
And that's one of the big reasons why horror movies have been a staple for so long. It's the genre that has consistently done well at the box office over the years. That is in part because they're usually able to turn a profit with smaller budgets, but also, pop culture just loves horror movies. People show up for horror movies. This year in particular has been a standout with huge box office hits like The Conjuring, Weapons, and Sinners. So you don't have to love horror movies, but I can guarantee there's a movie out there that uses fear to deal with a topic or idea, and it's for you. Now I can't promise that movie is going to be in our lineup this month, there's lots of horror movies out there, but I've gathered a wide range to examine how fear is used in film. So our movie lineup will be Psycho, War of the Worlds, not the Ice Cube one, the 2005 one, Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg, The Others, and The Cabin in the Woods. And our first movie is Psycho, so let me give you a little intro. If you're getting a little worried about how old it is because it's black and white, first off, there's nothing wrong with old movies, but you don't have to worry about it, it's an aesthetic choice. We had color movies as early as The Wizard of Oz in 1939, and this was released in 1960. It's directed by Alfred Hitchcock, one of the most famous filmmakers of all time. He was known as the master of suspense. So honestly, it was a little wild we didn't have one of his movies last month. Even if you've never seen Psycho, you'll be familiar with it in some ways. I can guarantee you've heard the famous soundtrack. It tells the story of Marion Crane, who makes some questionable decisions in the name of love that lead her to stay at a place called the Bates Motel. We won't say any more out of respect for Hitchcock, who cared very much about the viewing experience. He even demanded that theaters enforce a no late admission policy for Psycho so that it wouldn't ruin anybody's viewing of the movie. So here's some questions to keep in mind while you watch. What fear do you think the movie is presenting? What themes is it using to scare the audience? Who do you think the main character is? How are they presented? Pay attention to the editing. How does this movie present violence without actually showing it? I hope you're excited about the lineup and theme this month. Let me know about some of your favorite scary movies and if you're looking forward to any in our lineup. And I'll catch you here on Sunday to talk about Psycho. And if you want to stay in the know about Movie Club, you know where to go.